What's up guys, it's Levi from Wall Street Survivor, and today we're talking about a little bit of a different subject than what I normally talk about in these videos. I think it's really important as an investor and just as a general human being to keep up with what's going on in the world. But to be honest, the way that the internet works and the current state of news media for years has really driven me away from being as informed and keeping up with the day-to-day happenings of what's going on in our country and in the world. A lot of the times it feels like no matter where I go, all headlines are the same, or they're just super polarized stories that aren't necessarily about the things I want to know or are interested in, and are more focused on driving traffic and clicks through volatile, clickbaity headlines. And to be honest, I just haven't found that scrolling through traditional news media informs me the way that I want to be formed. So today I'm going to talk about Morning Brew. So today I'm going to talk about Morning Brew because it's a newsletter that seems to kind of cut through all of that and actually provides a funny, interesting, and efficient way to know what's going on every day in the world, in the markets, and in the country. Now, I generally hate email newsletters, and anything that crowds my inbox honestly just gets thrown in the trash. But Morning Brew is probably the only daily newsletter that I actually look forward to receiving in my inbox every day. Now, I don't necessarily read Morning Brew every single day. Sometimes I just don't have the time, or I'm reading something for work or a book that I'm more interested in. But I will say that I've been subscribed to the Morning Brew for the past 4 years since I was in college. And I think it's amazing how they've grown, how they've maintained consistent quality and gotten so much bigger since I started reading them. And whenever I get the chance, I still look forward to opening their emails and learning about what's going on in the world from the Morning Brew. So if you don't know what the Morning Brew is, now it's a huge media company based in New York, but originally it started as two guys in college who wanted a less biased, funny, and quick way to share what was going on in the world via a free subscription. They've now grown, and their main newsletter has over 4 million subscribers, and they have 100 employees as a company, so I'd say they're doing pretty well. The main reasons I like Morning Brew is because, first of all, it's quick. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes to read. They kind of give you a TLDR of what's going on, and they provide you with plenty of links if you want to dig deeper. The second reason is because it's independent and non-traditional media, it's generally less biased than a lot of the news sources we have out there. Third, it's honestly hilarious, and when I first subscribed, the main thing that drew me in was their humor. Their sarcastic, everyday language makes it easy to read and kind of made me laugh my way into keeping up with the news more often and coming back for more. The fourth reason is, of course, it's 100% free. They do offer paid subscription services. There are other newsletters that they offer, and they do partner with affiliate advertisers, which sometimes gets a little bit annoying, but in general, they keep a really good balance. Their newsletters are always packed with value, and the products and services that they partner with are vetted and generally don't drive me away at all from wanting to read the newsletter. As an investor, an important part of the Morning Brew newsletter for me is always right at the top, and that's their market section that summarizes what's happening with the major indices. They even include Bitcoin, and they usually include a top moving stock that has some sort of significant news story around it that day. Beneath that table, they give a quick summary of what's going on in the markets, and it's just a bulleted paragraph, often with a link or two if you want to learn more, but it kind of just gives you a heading for how things are moving in the markets and the economy. So the next section is usually about something that happened in the US that's going to affect the world, or vice versa, something in the world that could affect us as citizens of the US. Again, this is usually a short, punchy, grabby section, usually with some sarcasm and humor, but it's nice to kind of keep a good head on your shoulders about the major things that are going on in the world. Their next section, which is called Grab Bag, or Key Performance Indicators, includes links and summaries to articles that you probably wouldn't find on the headlines of other traditional media sources. They usually include a statistic that's interesting that might have just come out of a recently published article, a quote from somebody that's kind of making waves on the internet or in the news, and another article that they found specifically interesting with a grabby headline that makes you want to read more. Beyond that, they often comment on the cryptocurrency, the economy as a whole, health, education, what's going on in pop culture and entertainment, even work, education, and art. So they kind of rotate what else they talk about throughout the newsletter, depending on what the most relevant stories are. And I love how they keep the most relevant general stuff at the top, and kind of as they go down, the more you read, the more information you get, but it doesn't feel like it's taking up a ton of time, or that you can't get some information until you scroll to the bottom. So that's kind of a summary of what the main newsletter looks like when it comes into your inbox every day before work, but they also have a couple other newsletters that I subscribe to. One that I want to share with you guys is called Money Scoop, specifically targeted at investors in the economy. And instead of just having that one section at the top that talks about the markets, it dives into more investing and economic topics, as well as personal finance, side hustle tips, and career advice. Recently, Morning Brew has also launched a bunch of podcasts. I have yet to really listen or dig deep into what those podcasts look like, but if you learn better from audio than you do from reading, they do have several podcasts that I'm sure are just as awesome as their newsletter. And of course, the best part of Morning Brew, like I said earlier, is that it's all 100% free. They do have affiliate advertisements within their newsletter, and they do partner with companies, but like I said, they usually keep a really good balance, and I never feel overly sold to or clickbaited. And it's honestly just amazing that they've been able to put so much effort, so many resources, and able to grow so quickly and keep their newsletter free this entire time. So if you're looking for a new way to reintroduce yourself to keeping up with day-to-day news, you want something that's going to save you time, you don't want to have to browse all over all these different traditional media websites only to be met with headlines that are overly clickbaity and often overly politicized, and you want something that's totally free, then I would 100% suggest Morning Brew. I've loved my experience as a subscriber and just wanted to share with you guys that it's an awesome free service. Now, you can go sign up for Morning Brew on their website. If you want to support this channel, I do have a link in the description below that you can use to sign up. It's totally free for you to use that link, or you can go through the Morning Brew website. Totally up to you. But if you want to support the Wall Street Survivor channel, I would really appreciate you using the link in the description below. I'd love to know how many of you guys are also reading Morning Brew or what you think about it in your first couple weeks, so make sure you leave a comment in the description below. Like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to the Wall Street Survivor channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.